Hi, this is Z from Optionality. Today we're going to do a market update for September 10th, 2024. We're going to look at the major indices, SPY, QQQ, Dow, RUT, as well as some commodities, and we're going to do a position review as well. So today, not too much going on. We had pretty low volume ahead of the CPI that's going to happen tomorrow. So we're still in this nice uptrend on the daily, which is great. And on the intraday charts, I did post this on X or Twitter or whatever you call it nowadays. But we're in this kind of we were in this downtrend line that if you scroll all the way over, it's from this downtrend channel is actually from the top, and we're starting to break above these trend lines, which kind of puts the near-term downtrend trend on hold. And gun to my head right now, nobody knows what's going to happen on CPI, but gun to my head, I do think we're going to be popping up a little bit and correcting some of this downward movement that we've had in the last week or so. So maybe doing like a 50% retracement, maybe a 618 bounce, if not go back to all-time highs. I mean, every dip has been viable for the last year, so this might just be another dip to buy. So we shall see. Gun to my head, I would be long, but in the advisory, we're actually basically flat, and just waiting for some of the premium that we've sold to come off. So we'll just see what happens tomorrow. On QQQ, if I were bullish, I'd actually put a trade on QQQ. So there's this nice trend line. When SPY was consolidating, QQQ was actually moving down a little bit, and it made this nice little channel right here. So if we are bullish, I'm sure it'll make a little pop to the 618 retracement right here for tomorrow. So I actually started pricing that out a little bit. Decided not to pull the trigger on it, so I'd probably be targeting somewhere up here on the 466, maybe at the top of this, maybe the bottom of this consolidation right here. So like maybe this zone right here. So I was pricing this out earlier today, and let's see if the pricing is better. But it's 36 cents for a $3 wide butterfly. Getting pretty good implied volatility for tomorrow given CPI. So I thought the butterfly is a better play. The other play we can do is more of a straight vertical, which is 38 cents. Which actually might be a better play, is to just pay for a vertical as opposed to a butterfly. The problem with the butterfly is that if we wake up and we gap up like 1%, it's very possible to like 464. We wouldn't make that much money on this on the butterfly. We probably make like, I don't know, maybe like this will be like $50-$60 of debit to get out, or credit to get out. Whereas if you're right on a straight vertical, and it pops up to like even 464, 463, this will probably expand out to be like 80 cents to $1, which is pretty good risk to reward if you're right or wrong. The problem, I didn't put this on because number one, I just really don't like gambling on kind of like CPI Fed day announcements, because the problem is if it tanks for whatever reason, I just don't get to see any of this 40 cents back, because if it tanks and gaps down 1%, then basically there's nothing in the long strike, there's nothing in the short strike. I can't turn this vertical into a butterfly. I can't do anything with it, and it's just like so it's basically a gamble, and I don't like taking 50-50 gambles. And even if it's like a 60-40 gamble, 1.5 to 1 risk reward, I still don't really like doing it, because when you see in my advisory, I actually get much better than 1.5 to 1 risk reward on my trades. So I just decided to let it go. The other thing we could have done is maybe do a vertical here, but then like sell one expiration out. Maybe like sell something to finance the 40 cents. Maybe you'll sell something here, and if we do pop up tomorrow, we will close this side out and then like roll this out, or like sell some puts and like kind of work it on this side. So that's another thing I thought about. And if it dumps tomorrow, then there's whatever premium that's out here will go away. It's another thing we can do. I don't know, just not feeling it. So anyways, we'll remain flat, but this might be kind of like a good play to go. I mean, tech is leading on the way up today, which is always good to see. Like I said, gun to my head, I'd be long here. So one other kind of interesting thing is skew. So skew really came down quite dramatically in the last. Sorry, let's do line chart. So skew really tanked from the highs a couple of days ago, which is, like I mentioned in a previous video, kind of bullish. If you look at a comparison chart with SPX, every time the skew kind of dumps, that means we have some kind of move up in the market. So there's that. Not the greatest indicator in the world, but 140 skew is actually pretty low in the grand scheme of things. 130 is extremely low, and that's really like major lows. So we'll see. Just something interesting to note. Let's get back. One other kind of interesting thing is JPM. So JPM did have, let me fix my charts. So yeah, JPM had kind of a big dump on some news event. This actually kind of looks a little bit toppy in my opinion. It looks like we're at the end. We're probably not at the very end. I don't think this is the very top of this trend, but you can see this is nice. 1 2 1 2 3, and a nice third wave in here. So this is like a, if you're a Elliott wave trader, we got these 4 nice looking waves over here. You get the extension and the third wave. No overlap between the first and second wave. So this is kind of good looking. We're in the 4th and 5th now, so it's going to get choppy, and it's probably going to chop around for a couple more months. Nothing to do here, but something interesting to see. So underperformer today is IWM, still grasping, holding on to dear life down here. And I think that Dow is actually underperforming a little bit too, but not too bad. It's just, kind of like it actually kind of retraced a lot of the move up yesterday, which is kind of interesting. But it's still in this kind of uptrend line, so kind of low volume day, nothing to really read into. The big news, well, not the big news, the big move today is in bonds. So we have a really nice up move in bonds today. So rates are really coming down. So we'll see what happens here. And, that's correlated with oil, which is kind of falling out of bed right here. Looks like we do have a recession, but maybe the equity markets didn't get the memo. Gold is actually setting up pretty well. We have this nice consolidation here. We have this higher high here. So let's take a look at the intraday charts. I mean, technically over any of these highs, we can probably look for a pretty good move up. So I might put in a bullish position on gold. Let's see GLD. Yeah, this is, these are nice looking charts. So you get a pretty good risk reward. You go along here, you keep a stop on any of these lows right here, and kind of just play it up, just kind of like right here. You got a higher low, and then another higher low, and then a higher high, and then you just work the trend. So pretty good there. Today in the advisory, we didn't do too much. We closed out. We just cleaned up some credit here. We sold some puts that are super far out of the money, but giving us reasonable yield. I mean, and we got 50% of it out. So I'm not gonna, wait another month for this to come off, over a month for this to come off. So I close that out. Buy yourself some lunch nowadays with that little bit of money. And I think I tightened up. I cleaned up some of the puts that I sold out here. Like, these are all basically going to zero, and I'm just waiting to close out. I mean, all this is basically zero. There's nothing in here anymore. This is basically zero. Everything here is basically zero. You can close them out right now if you really wanted to. We just have puts in front of all our short puts. So, if I got nothing better to do with the buying power, I'm just going to leave it on. Save myself a couple $100 here and there. So that's pretty much what's going on. As for tomorrow, I think, looking pretty bullish, all things considered. The 618, the 50% retracements are all in play right now. So, maybe a little bit upside. We have this uptrend line here. So that's what I would be targeting, but expect it to be choppy. We are at the 5,000 whole number in SPX, so there's going to be some play around there. I think we're already pretty close to the weekly expected move on SPX, and on QQQ we're already above it. That's another reason why I kind of didn't want to put some debit out out here, because you just never want to bet against a move above the expected move unless you're getting paid out really well. So which can totally happen. I mean, there's going to be a lot of gamma going up. As soon as you break this expected move, there's going to be gamma pushing you outside of it. So if you want to buy a vertical here, I mean, it's too late now, but yeah, it would have been a nice place to buy vertical. But other than that, I think we're just going to sit tight, see what tomorrow brings, and kind of trade it one day at a time. So I hope you like this content. Please like and subscribe. Write a comment on what you'd like to see in these updates. And I hope to see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.